Welcome to part 11 of our emotional nostalgia journey, where we continue to honor the basketball legends of the 80s using AI technology to recreate their portraits in 2025. Today, you will meet the names that were not always in the spotlight, but fought tirelessly for the jersey they wore. Featured in this video are Jim Thomas, Mark McNamara, Jim Lynam, Mike Coughran, John Coughran, Greg Kelser, Larry Spriggs, Linton Towns, Mike Dunleavy Sr., Jim Spanarkel, Phil Hubbard, Tony Price, Ron Davis, Kevin Grevey, Marty Byrnes, Steve Malovic, John Garris, Mike Evans, Terry Teagle, Lorenzo Charles, and John Pinone. Each player has a story, a journey, a part of NBA history, and now you will see them in the present image, more than 40 years after those glorious days. Watch this video until the end, because you might be surprised to realize a familiar face that once inspired you, a moment that reminds you of the golden age of basketball, or simply the real feeling when seeing your idol from the past grow up in a precious way. If you love this series, click like to support, comment the name of the player you remember the most, and subscribe the channel so you don't miss the next part, because part 12 will have many more surprises. Let's get started. Let's relive the memories in the most modern way. Ball sparkles. And that's the nostalgic journey in part 11, where the names who quietly contributed to the NBA in the 80s are brought to life by AI technology. From Mike Dunleavy Sr. with his sharp basketball mind, to Kevin Grevey, Greg Kelser, or Terry Teagle, names who made their mark even though they weren't always at the center of the stage. What they all have in common is unwavering passion, dedication, and a legacy worth cherishing. This is more than just a video. It's a tribute to the persistent warriors who laid the foundation for the modern NBA today. If you find value in this journey, click like to support the series, comment the name of the player that touched you the most, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 12, where forgotten faces will continue to be honored. Time may change everything, but memories and passion will always remain. See you in the next part. Hoop and fire.